DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo, welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy, Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan Harder in the house all day long, all day strong. He's got some heavy-duty opinions. He's got some big opinions. We're going to talk about them. We're going to discuss them. But it's right now, for just a second, it's all about that Griznaz. Desmond Baines, insane, man. Shooting that shot, hitting the threes in everybody's face.
Have you ever noticed that rhymes?
Yes, man.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy, man.
How about Ja dropping 38, 8, and 7? And
Jaw
just being
dropping.
Yes.
It was jaw dropping.
It was jaw dropping. You love it, dude. I love it, man. What a night. Grizzlies 134 whipped up on the Nets. It was nice to see Ja so stoked to go up against Kyrie. For some reason, he really wanted that one. Grizzlies fans are out of control. Did you see how amazing this city is? I was talking about this. Like, people don't understand.
It's buzzing.
I didn't get to go to the game last night, but I was checking
how
out
was your
the Twitter.
steak?
It was delicious.
Oh, good.
Everything was delicious.
Loyal listeners will know you went to go eat a steak yesterday.
Yeah, no. But it was because I had to go to a engage. Remember, I had a previous engagement.
That's right. It was a whole group of people.
Yes, it was a whole group of people. You couldn't just back out just because of
No.
you know.
I mean, it's a good steak too. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And who doesn't like steak? But the Grizzlies were absolutely flat out nasty last night, and 3-1. But I was going to say, did you see any of the pictures? Because I love the Twitter. By the way, you can follow Jay Morgan at Jay Morgan Harder on Twitter. You can follow me at Johnny_Radio. You can watch us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and at Sports 56 WHBQ. Now, did you see any of the maybe tweets that were going on?
I saw none of them, John.
That is
Tell me
kind of
about
sad.
them.
Were you at the game then? Did you
No,
skip
I was
it?
just watching the game. I also was knee deep. I was going to say another part of my body was deep in Coach's press conference. Then I was watching the Bears, but I did see the Grizz game.
Yes.
It may or may not. I had it on, John. I may or may not have watched the replay. I don't watch a lot of live basketball.
I
But
was
tell
just
me what
saying,
was going on Twitter.
only in Memphis can you have, how great it is. Everybody who's sitting there gambling on the side, right there, courtside seats.
Playing craps.
Yeah, just right there, buddy. I love Memphis, and Grizzlies got a big dub. Now, we also have to talk about the football game. Wow. How about them Patriots,
Bailey
man?
Zappi season. Now, John, do you think Bailey Zappi starts next week? I don't. I don't think he starts next week.
I think they just
I think they
have,
go back to Mac.
I think
Why
they
did they
just have,
pull Mac so quick?
because Mac looked trashy.
Well, he only threw one pick. He threw 6 passes.
Dude, and he looked like he looked broke down, because he's always going to look broke down, because what he is
Noodle
a
arm.
modern day Danny Warford.
He got a noodle arm.
Danny Warford was great in college. It was Steve Spurrier. Hey, guess what? Surprising, an Alabama quarterback had a great season and won a national championship.
I have a message for Bill Belichick, John. You know what they say if you have 2 quarterbacks?
You don't have one.
Nailed it. That's it. But how about Bill Belichick learned that? I thought he was a great football coach. Does he not know this simple
You can't
rule?
stop just the simple running attack of the Bears. The Bears. By the way, the Bears are 3-4.
I'm in the mix, John. How about that?
I mean, we're talking about.
And the Vikings are the best team in the division. They could crumble any primetime game. Kirk Cousins crumbles, John. The Bears are in the mix.
Man, Bears.
How about that?
I don't believe that is true.
The Panthers are in the mix. 1 game out of first place. I mean, the Bears and the Panthers,
Totally.
John, are in the mix. NFC's up for grabs.
Please tell me you heard the news about the starting quarterback next week for Carolina.
PJ, Sam Darnold.
Nope. Just listen. Basically, Baker Mayfield just came back and is healthy, and it was now reported by Ian Rappaport that P.J. Walker will still start next week,
Well,
even though with Baker Mayfield healthy.
I mean, John, Steve Wilkes said PJ did his job. He's marching down the field. I mean, PJ's stat line last week was unbelievable. I'm all in on PJ Walker. Is PJ better than Baker?
Right now he is.
Oh!
I mean, it's Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold.
How about that?
Come on now, please.
Would Matt Corral have gotten a rep if he wasn't hurt for the year? Maybe so.
I wish I would definitely think he would. I do. I really do. So a lot of football.
Is Jackson Dart better than Matt Corral? So many questions, John.
Whoa,
I am chock full of opinions
Did you
and thoughts today.
Is Jackson Dart better than Matt Corral?
People are saying, John. People in the Ole Miss community, I'm hearing whispers.
I don't
I'm hearing
think
murmurs.
you're in the Ole Miss community.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
No, John. I'm telling you,
better than Matt Corral
John,
after coming off getting killed by LSU.
John, me and Bryant Dacus work Reb Talk in the Rebel Yell. I'm telling you right now, they're saying Matt Corral or Jackson Dart might be better than Matt Corral.
Oh,
is it real things?
These are real things.
How about that,
dude?
Well, all these opinions, man.
Dude, oh my goodness. All right, you know what? Somehow when we we're gonna need to go to like an early leadoff because you need to get off your opinions.
No, John. That's when you get your opinions off. I'm just asking, John. I'm not telling you what to think today. I'm just asking you if you'd like to. I'm just, posing these questions, seeing if anything lands with you. Yesterday, we asked if Russell Wilson is playing himself out of the Hall of Fame. You said yes. I mean, things are happening around here, John.
Yes, it is. It is busy again. The Grizzlies got the dub. Somehow the Bears embarrassed the Patriots. Justin Fields last night. What did you think about that stat line?
How about him scrambling? He scrambled for like a 3rd and 18, picked up a first down, John.
He ran the ball very, very well.
It's crazy.
It's still crazy that they can that the Bears beat the New England Patriots and their quarterback threw for 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he did have 14 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. And the Bears ran for 243 yards.
To 70 for the Pats.
Dude, wow. This is crazy. What happened to you, Damian Harris? What happened to the New England Patriots? Is it too much control to Bill Belichick, or do you think Bill Belichick wants to close it off? Do you think he just wants to hang up the hoodie?
I mean, Matt Patricia calls offense for them. I think that's an issue, maybe.
Yeah,
it could be an issue.
What about the 2 quarterbacks? I mean, you got Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi.
You got to pick one.
You know what I'm saying? That's like picking between 2.
Hey, John, Bailey Zappi didn't let the ball touch the ground on his first drive. Now, last 2 possessions of the game, he might have thrown 2 interceptions, but next play mentality. He started off the game hot. And he didn't know he was going to start, John. That's also a factor. You give the kid a full week of practice, he knows he's starting the game, whole different story.
I
love Mac Jones, though. I'll tell you what.
You love Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is my favorite post-game press conference to listen to. He says more nonsense than anyone in the history of mankind.
He's a great listen, I guess, but he's not a great quarterback.
No,
I mean,
he's a noodle arm.
He's like A.J. McCarron with, out the chest tattoo.
Is he the most hated Alabama quarterback in the National Football League? I mean, Mac Jones. Nobody likes him.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody loves Jalen Hurts. Tua has a 2-9.
2-9, yeah.
And then Mac
Jones has nothing.
As AJ, what was it? What was it? Cam Newton who called him mac and cheese.
Oh, that's a great nickname.
I mean,
mac and cheese.
I'm just saying. Never mind.
That's a great nickname.
That is horrible. Anyway.
Or you're saying that's because he's a noodle arm.
Yeah, I think
because it's macaroni.
Dude, he does have a noodle arm. Again, modern day Danny Werfel. Maybe an cross between an A.J. McCarron. Because
Tim Tebow. No, Tim Tebow didn't have a noodle. He just threw it like a baseball.
Yeah.
Big
he wind up. Yeah, it was not.
What a guy.
But he did win a playoff game.
He won a playoff big against the Steelers, right?
Yeah,
what
amazing.
A game, man.
Yep, it was amazing. Now we're remedying this.
The Steelers. Oh yeah, it was. It was against the Steelers.
You're so silly.
It took me a minute, man.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you something. We're about to get into the leadoff. We got so much going on because Gabe Kuhn's going to join us at noon to talk a ton of NFL. We're talking college football with, of course, our very own, not our very own, but CBSSports.com's very own David Cobb.
Well, he's Memphis's very own.
Memphis's.
And as captain of the Vol Navy, he's my very own.
I'm pretty sure he's excited about the UT Kentucky game.
He liked my tweet a couple weeks ago.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Isn't that crazy?
Are you proud?
Yeah, it made me feel good. He sent me a DM too, a laughing emoji, and that really made my day. If I can make David Cobb laugh once a day, I'm good to go, man.
Dude, I'm gonna have to start looking at your Twitter.
No, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I do. It's important.
It's mostly just mean things I'm saying.
mean things.
Yeah, I'm inspired I'm fueled by rage, John. I don't know if you know this about me. I'm fueled by rage. So like something makes me upset, I tweet something mean, people yell at me.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's how Twitter works, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great. And by the way, it's very healthy. It seems like you're doing this healthy style. That's why. Oh, I'm not getting into it, but like I said, we have David Taub. We are going to talk all about the college football landscape, what's going down in Aggie land, that number one recruit. Few players and suspended indefinitely. Big matchups. Do you like cocktails?
I love cocktails.
Do you? You love cocktails?
Love them.
All right. So, do you like the cocktail party?
The world's largest.
It is
it's
the
not
world's
called
largest.
That anymore, though. Is it?
I mean, like,
isn't it called something different? They had to change
well, they
the
just
name?
don't want to, I guess, promote drinking or something.
That's dumb, John. They're selling booze in stadiums. It's the world's largest cocktail party. And world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
It is.
Are there
Florida
largest?
and Georgia.
Are there largest
Well, they're not.
indoor cocktail parties?
You know, they play in Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
They don't play at either one of their stadiums.
They don't.
It's a large cocktail party still.
You know where they play?
They just don't want to use that name because they're ridiculous. But guess what? I've been calling it that my whole life.
Me too, John. But you know where they play?
Duval.
That's what the Jags say now. Duval County. You got to say Duval. Say it with me, John. Say it one time.
Duval.
Yeah, Duval County.
All right, man. I'm excited, though. But we got a huge SEC slate to talk about this week. Ole Miss is going on the road to A&M. And, again, Aggie land, things are going bad. Ole Miss is coming off just second half butt whipping. Well, second quarter to the end of the game, butt whipping.
Good, John.
Had a good first quarter.
If LSU wins out, are they a playoff team?
Yeah, they're good. LSU, man, they're like
in the mix,
like a missed extra point, a missed field goal, and just a couple just stupid plays away from being undefeated. So that's kind of crazy to think about.
People thought, John, after Les Miles and Coach O won national championships at LSU, that Brian Kelly wouldn't do a good job.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I mean? People talk bad about Brian Kelly like he's not a good coach. Coach
O
just won a national championship there.
Yo, no kidding.
You know what I mean?
All the last coaches have got a natty from there. I mean, don't forget the Mad Hatter.
Exactly. He ate grass.
And the GOAT, Nick Saban.
And Nick Saban. But that one doesn't make my
Coach
case
O,
as well enough.
by the way, none of them are living their life like Coach O.
Coach O, he's a Miami consultant now.
And
with the U.
Well, listen. Well, he's got it, but dude, have you seen that dude partying when he down
different women every day?
Dude, he was the whole right after that he went and celebrated down in Mexico, Costa Rica.
Can you blame him?
No, man, but it was just it was amazing. Now, again, speaking about the largest cocktail party this weekend, Florida, Georgia. It's going to be the game on CBS at 2:30. We got to talk about cocktails. I don't make cocktails with anything else but Tito's vodka. And it's Tito's handmade vodka. It's crafted in the United States, man. It's also 100% corn. That makes it 100% gluten-free. I don't know if you know this. Gluten's not good. I found this out in the last couple years. Don't want gluten in my diet. You know what I'm saying? Tito's handmade vodka, no gluten. And it's just got a very unique flavor. Slightly sweet black pepper note because they still it in classic copper pots, old school style. Tito's. If life hands you lemons, just make a lemon drop. You know what? It's raining out there. Just make a lemon drop. Just make sure you make it with Tito's handmade vodka. I'm in the box.
Drizzly Tuesday.
Yeah, it is.
It's a Drizzly Tuesday, man.
Ew. It drizzles. Never mind.
That's nose drip. Nasal drip's something bad, isn't it?
It's either the sign that you're a chronic Yayo user or you could have a cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of those.
John, I got questions for you today. We are covering a wide spectrum today. Like I said, I've got lots of thoughts and opinions, but this is your time for thoughts and opinions. Let's start with the National Basketball Association, the NBA, John. Grizzlies get a big win last night. Big win, right?
It's a big game, man.
Exactly. So we know the Grizzlies are for real, John. We don't have to talk about them. Let me explain to you the other teams that are at the top of the Western Conference.
Wait, are you not going to say anything also about what Santi's doing?
Okay, talk about it. Go.
I mean, I'm just saying, do you not think that he's playing better than Slow-Mo?
No, I don't think he's playing better than Kyle Anderson, but he's playing really well.
Right now, dude, come on, dude.
For the value, no, you're right. I mean, Sandy's playing great basketball. We don't have to compare him to Slow-Mo. We can just say, John,
I'm just
Sandy's
saying,
playing
everybody
great
was complaining. Yes, but he is going out, man. Okay, whatever.
He is. He's playing awesome.
Yeah, he's playing great.
He's a monster.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Steven Adams was a monster, too.
He was.
Did you see those hustle plays last night?
They win games with those hustle plays, man. First
Man.
3 quarters getting baskets that way, they're winning games. That's why the Grizzlies won 56 games last year, is because they steal points in the first 3 quarters that allows them to play with a lead in the fourth quarter. Seriously, that's
It's
the way
just
it is.
beautiful basketball.
Beautiful. They scored 40 points in the third quarter, John. But forget about the Grizzlies for a minute. We've talked ad nauseum about the Grizzlies at this point. Let's talk about the other teams in the Western Conference atop the league,
Like
John.
how, let me just say, like the best team must be Portland.
And the Blazers are 4-0, John. Anthony Simons is a baller. Damian Lillard's averaging 37 points a game. The Spurs are 3-1, John, and the Jazz are 3-1. So I want you to power rank those 3 teams, John. Who has the best chance of being contending for the playoffs down the stretch of the season?
Honestly, I have to say Portland.
Wow, not the Jazz. Not my Jazz.
I don't think the Jazz situation is going to work out. I think they
Who's
just
last?
came out.
The Spurs?
Spurs, absolutely.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is a bunch of BS.
Josh Primo, though. I'm telling you what.
Dude,
Guy can
there's
play.
nothing like a good Primo.
I'm telling you, Primo and Tevin Vassell. I mean, what a team.
Hey, man, Primo's stoked, man.
Exactly. He had a Primo steak last night.
Dude, have you ever, you deal with a Never mind. Don't even.
No, don't need to get there. But, John, you like the Trailblazers the best.
Honestly, I do. I think that, I mean, let's be real. I mean, they don't. I mean, like last night, the way they beat the brakes off of Denver.
They did.
I mean, they scored. Listen to this: 44 points in the third quarter, and came out with just the pan. And I mean, they were stroking. And did you? I mean, Nurkic is playing great. Josh Hart is playing good. It's not like he's going to score you a lot of points. But, man, you don't need that because you have Anthony Simons and you have Damian Lillard.
Anthony
it's Dame
Simons.
time, and now you got somebody, Anthony Simons, up out of this joint.
This guy's
Please.
a bona fide star, man. Scoring 20-some-odd points a game.
Man.
This guy's balling.
He is balling.
Shooting 41% from the field this year.
And I got to say something. Portland's not playing like, some punk teams. They slapped Denver last night.
They did. Now, the Nuggets have also got snacked by the Jazz, John. So you sure you don't want to say you think the Jazz are good too?
No, I do not.
Wow, I love the Jazz, man. The
Why
Jazz
do you
are
love
smart.
the Jazz?
I just think they've got a really good roster, a very underrated roster. I love their second unit. I'm a big Colin Sexton fan. A lot of basketball nerds do not like Colin Sexton. I don't understand why. This guy's an elite defender, can pass the ball well, and gets to the rack whenever he wants to. I think he is an ultimate 2-guard on any team, and the fact that this team is playing him in the second unit is big time. I really like. They're not even playing. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This is a good roster, very
Mike
underrated
Conley
roster.
is old, bro.
He is. I think he's the worst starter on their team.
He is by far, and I don't think marketing is somebody who's going to
Baby
continue.
Dirk. John,
Dude,
Baby Dirk.
Stop. He
He's
is
Baby
not
Dirk.
Baby Dirk. Dude,
He
listen.
is. It's his nickname, Baby Dirk.
No.
Wow.
I mean, right now, is he stroking? Yeah, but didn't he go the other night 0 for 6 from the three-point line?
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Wow. He's scoring 25 a game. Last night was his lowest point total.
Yeah,
but it was
the
off
Rocket- and by the
of
way-
back-to-back.
by
Scheduled
the way,
loss.
Rockets-
Scheduled loss off of back-to-back, John. First
Rockets
loss of
got
the year.
off the schneid. It's their first win. It's the Rockets they lost to,
Yeah,
bro.
but yeah, John, back-to-back games, scheduled loss.
Please.
That's the way it goes.
I
when
know
the
these
league
poor
goes,
athletes now can't even play
No, that's the way,
back-to-back.
John. That's the way it goes. You know, that's the terminology we use. Let's move over, John, to the National Football League. What a league this is. Last night, the Bears beat the Patriots, John. I'm going to ask you straight up, are the Bears for real?
No.
Wow. But they're in the mix.
No.
They are in the mix,
No,
John.
they're not.
They're in the mix.
No, they're not.
Wow.
They're in the mix, because there's some crazy records out there. I mean, look at everything that's going on with the standings. But this is a team that got, kind of slapped by the Giants, slapped by the Vikings. If you lose to the Commandos, that says
what
a bad thing
What a
for
football.
you.
Was it
I want
12-7,
you to remember,
12-9?
first game of the year, somehow in that crazy rain, wind, insane game.
What a game.
Trey Lance's, start to the season. I mean, that was a horrible game for the 49ers. They lost that game somehow. So they won a miracle game.
That was the mudslide
They
game.
got beat by a bad Packers team, and their win is against the Texans and the Patriots. 49ers is a fluke. I'm just saying, legit wins.
In the rain.
And they beat a sorry New England Patriots team. That team is so bad. I can't believe how far Bill Belichick. I mean, dude, does he hang up the hoodie?
Because of one loss?
No.
No, the Bears
because
are in the mix, though, John.
No, I'm talking, man, the Bears are not in the mix.
They're in the mix. 3-4 Patriots team. Who's the more respectable 3-4, Bears or the Patriots?
Bears.
Really?
Absolutely.
So the Patriots aren't even in the mix.
Patriots are trash. They're the only team in the AFC East that doesn't have a winning percent. Above 500. The Dolphins are 4-3. The Jets are 5-2. The Bills are 5-1. And you got those Patriots at 3-4. Bad football team.
Matt Patricia, offensive coordinator. Not a good recipe. Last question, John. Last but certainly not least, I love spending Tuesdays looking at the way too early NFL lines for the next week, John. I've got two for you. You tell me which one you like better. The Titans on the road at the Texans. The Titans are 1.5-point favorites against a bad Texans team. And the next one, John, the Jets coming off big wins. I'll ask you also, do you trust Zach Wilson? The Jets are 1.5-point dogs at home against the Patriots next week, John. Which game do you like better, or do you like both of them? And is Zach Wilson for real? That's a lot of questions in one.
That is a lot of questions in one. So do I trust Zach Wilson over? Yeah,
over we don't know who.
Yeah. Over we don't know who. I do. But I also think that the fact that the Jets lost Breece Hall, I'm kind of scared.
MVP Breece Hall.
I mean, he's been running the football like a madman. It's so sad that this young rookie at Iowa State blew everything out. He's going to be done for the rest of the season. That's a big loss to the Jets. What was the line again on that one?
The Jets are 1.5-point dogs at home to the Patriots, and the Titans are 1.5-point favorites on the road against the Texans.
Man.
The divisional football is sneaky. It's always tough to take a home dog or bet against a home dog in a divisional football game.
Oh, by the way, remember when I told you 7.5 point or higher? If you took the money line and you had $100 when you start with, how much money you would have won? Bears +8 went all the way up to +9.
You did.
If you took them on the money line, you cleaned up, baby.
You did.
Woo.
But
By the way,
you didn't pick a game yet. Titans or Jets, or neither.
Hard right now. That one's so hard.
I think the Jets, man. I can't bet against Belichick. No, it has to be the Titans.
You know what? You just made my decision. It's by far the Jets.
Wow.
Do you want to know why?
Because
they're just washed up. The Jets are 5-2. I know Breece Hall loss is going to hurt, but they're gonna mount up, man. Zach Wilson's going to come out there and fling that junk all over the yard. I like that one the best.
I don't trust Zach Wilson.
You don't trust Zach Wilson?
Who's the better New York quarterback, Zach Wilson or Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes.
Yeah! That's a great way to send it to break, John.
Don't touch that dial. Coming up next is David Cobb at CBSSports.com.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Hey, Mid-South, you want a new ride? We Gossett and Gossett Kia on the Pike. How about up to 35 MPG in the new 2023 Kia Seltos LX SUV? Only $257 a month, 36-month lease, $29.99 to its signing. And get behind the wheel for a real thrill in 2023 Kia K5 LXS Sedan. We Gossett $293 a month, 36-month lease, $31.99 to its signing. If you don't see what you want, not a problem. Let Bobby J order a new ride for you today. And you won't pay over MSRP. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Seltos P738 6423, MSRP 25325, K5 950 6883, MSRP 26860, PF 695. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/2022 with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. Depending on how long you've been around, you've likely known my name for 30 years. Perhaps for my 20 years as the morning show on Kix 106 as the Young and Elder Show, or my 15 years at Brian Elder Roofing. So obviously, my reputation means everything to me. One terrible customer experience could tarnish a third of a century of goodwill. My reputation for quality and strong relationships is our main focus. We're the highest certification, a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning. If you have a business or a commercial building, we're the highest certification for warranties with GAF and Mulehide products. We don't come at you in sales mode. If you got a problem, sometimes the solution is just to fix the problem. Call me right now. I'll come out and see you today. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. Dot-com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/play. netsuite.com/play.
Memphis Tiger basketball is back at FedEx Forum. Coach Buddy Hardaway's team looks to return to the NCAA tournament for a second straight season, with preseason All-American Kendrick Davis, DeAndre Williams, and Alex Lomax leading the way. Season tickets start at just $99 at the Dynamic Season Pass, where you can experience a different seating location for each game. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. See you at FedEx Forum, and go Tigers go!
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Jay Morgan hanging out in the house. Hanging in the house. Kind of finding out during the break that he's trying to run people out of town. Got a great...
they're going to run me out of town.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah. This is the first time I've got to talk to David Cobb since he appreciated my love with the Vols against Alabama that day. I'm sure he's excited about it, but you guys probably talked about that last week.
I didn't know about your little tweet. By the way, Kentucky and Tennessee have a huge game this week.
Kentucky's a fraud, John. I'll leave David Cobb. David Cobb's the analyst. We don't need to hear my ramblings.
No, we don't. Actually, we definitely do not. But it is time to bring in CBS Sports' very own David Cobb. What up, Cobb?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
We're doing good. We got some big football things to talk about. But I want to ask you, what do you think about Jay Morgan saying, "Dear fans of the University of Memphis"?
You're going to read it on the radio?
How about cheer? Go ahead.
You got to be careful, man. You need to watch your back around Memphis. But I appreciate you bringing the honesty. I don't know if you're just mad about the way Miami has been performing under Mario Cristobal, but I feel like maybe there's some pent-up aggression there. But I appreciate you bringing it, man. Sometimes people are afraid to do that if they feel like it's going to be a hostile reaction. Clearly not the case for you. I respect it.
Yeah, the 8 turnovers was a tough scene last week. I had to get some of that anger out.
Whoa. I'm sorry, I can't even breathe after that one. Anyway, big games this weekend, big games last weekend, a lot to talk about. But I want to start, of course, with the Vols. They're playing Kentucky, and then they have the big one against Georgia. This is a dangerous spot. You don't think this team's going to look ahead, do you?
They could. It's a trap spot for sure. I mean, Kentucky hasn't been really playing all that well. Will Levis has been banged up. We kind of haven't seen the best version of Kentucky football yet this year. So this is a big moment for them. They got smacked by Tennessee last year. And Kentucky doesn't, I don't think, view themselves as some sort of inferior football program to Tennessee like most of us do who grew up with Tennessee dominating that series. I mean, you go back and look under Mark Stoops, it's been a far more even series. The teams have been on the same footing, really, in the East, with Kentucky honestly being better than Tennessee a good bit over the last several years. So this is not a situation where Kentucky feels like it should be a double-digit underdog. You know, they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder, I think, this week. So it is absolutely a trap spot for Tennessee, especially with that Georgia game coming up. They just announced that one's going to be the CBS game, you know, so it's obviously going to be huge. Yeah, Tennessee better be careful. I'm glad for their sake that they got UT Martin on Saturday instead of Kentucky or South Carolina or somebody like Missouri, you know, because
hard to get up 2 weeks in a row. Whoever made that schedule, they deserve a gold star.
I know. Yeah, it was a smart move, and they look smart in retrospect, too, for as bad of a move as it was publicity-wise. You know, they dropped Army and picked up Akron, and it was, rough for the season ticket holders. Not a game anybody wanted to watch, but with Tennessee sitting here unbeaten and 7-0, hard to blame them for it now for making that move, even though nobody liked the fact that they dropped a service academy from the schedule, you know.
How good is Hyatt?
He's good, man. His career has been interesting. He is one of the rare people on Tennessee's roster who actually was better under Pruitt than he was in his first year under Heupel. If you go and look at the productivity, it actually decreased for Jalen Hyatt last season in year one under Josh Heupel's system, which is wild considering the position he plays and how much more explosive they were last season. But, man, something must have clicked with him over the offseason. And the fact is, Cedric Tillman's injury, not ideal, but it's given Jalen Hyatt a time to shine, and he's taken full advantage of that. So in the long run, the fact that they were able to get through some tough games without Tillman is only going to be something that helps Tennessee moving forward now that they're going to be back at full strength at wide receiver, because it's not just the Tillman show now. Hyatt and Brew McCoy have stepped up as well. So there's just too many weapons for that Tennessee offense for you to defend as an opponent, and Hyatt is now, I think, clearly separated himself as the top weapon in that room.
Man, it's amazing. He's already got 12 touchdowns, 12 of the 18 touchdowns Hendon Hooker's thrown. But Hendon Hooker's playing phenomenal. He's 24 years old, so he's an older quarterback. It seems like he just is out there determined to do whatever it is to win the football game. Do they feed off of him? Because it sure looks like it.
Yeah, he seems to have a really calming demeanor about him, and it's just amazing how efficient he is, I guess, with the football. You know, the lack of turnovers is just something that really sticks out. Like, you don't see just ridiculous arm strength, right? Or, you know, some of these high-level, like, NFL measurables. But all the intangibles seem to be there with Hendon Hooker from the leadership side, making the correct checks, making the right decisions, having that kind of calm demeanor, I guess. All those sorts of things. And don't get me wrong, he is really accurate. He doesn't have that elite level arm strength. And, you know, he's been able to overcome that and become one of the best quarterbacks in college football and arguably in Tennessee football history.
Yeah, he is playing out of control. The Tennessee Vols defense has been better. The wide receivers, like I said, Hyatt with 12 touchdowns. They got a deep wide receiving core. Heck, Wright's running the football hard. So Tennessee's looking strong, but again, they play Kentucky, and then next week they play Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, largest cocktail party. Is this going to just be a bloodbath? Georgia's a 22.5-point favorite.
Trap game.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's a good point because that works both ways. So Georgia, that's kind of their season coming up against Tennessee. Presumably, you beat Tennessee, you're in the SEC title game. Nobody else on your schedule really scares you that much. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Honestly, the trap game element against Florida, but I think that they'll get up for this game. It's one of those rivalry games that you can kind of throw out the record to a certain extent. Like, obviously, Georgia is far superior than Florida. Florida has not looked all that great recently, but Florida's coming off of a bye, and this is a rivalry game. It's tremendously important game, and it's the type of game where if Georgia comes out and messes around like it did against Missouri, that they could lose it, because Anthony Richardson is the type of playmaker that Missouri didn't have when they were trying to finish off what would have been a historic upset against Georgia a few weeks back. And Florida does have that type of elite playmaker on its side, so I don't expect Florida to win this game. In fact, I don't even know if I'll pick them to cover, because Georgia is that much better. But in that sense of, hey, trap game, rivalry game, in college football, you never say a team doesn't have a chance. I mean, the last 2 years, Texas A&M versus Alabama, perfect example of that. So, I think Florida has a shot. I just don't think they have much of one.
Perfect segue. Ole Miss, Texas A&M. I'm going to start with Texas A&M. News comes out now, 3 of the freshman class that was worth, $25, $30 million, the number 1 recruiting class ever, highest rated, yada, 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 yada. Some bad things. I mean, they've had some suspensions. They're having some issues. If you haven't noticed the record, they're 1-3 in the SEC. Ole Miss coming to town after a bad beatdown by LSU. Started hot, but couldn't play anything. They played one good quarter, and then they were trash. But right now, how bad are things looking with Jimbo Fisher still owed $86 million? Had the number 1 recruiting class, but it seems like there's just problems galore.
Yeah, it's a disaster. It is an absolute disaster right now at Texas A&M, and it's Jimbo Fisher's doing. It's the offense that is their issue. And they've got other issues too, but the offense is the biggest issue. We see it all over the country. We see it with the team that Texas A&M is going to play this week in Ole Miss. In 2 years, Lane Kiffin turned Ole Miss from an SEC West bottom dweller to one of the top 15 teams in the country, because he brought in a diverse, flexible, innovative offensive scheme. And it just feels like at this point the game has passed Jimbo Fisher by, and he is not good enough as a CEO or intangibles coach, as we're seeing now with what appears to be just some unrest in that locker room, to mask the offensive inefficiencies. He's just not a good football coach right now. And they're way overpaying for mediocre services. They're
Man,
way
that
overpaying.
10-year contract looks like the dumbest thing they've done in a long time. But again, they have so much oil money. They paid $30 million for this class. It's reported.
Well, yeah, I know, but when is the breaking point? Like, when do we say this is too much, right? Like, and you watch the Paul Feinbaum show, and you got callers joking about putting out a hit on the guy. Yep. And I hope he has security, because
there's a lot of rivals in Texas.
Right. And there's very few laws. Anyway, I wouldn't be at all. Let's just say if you go back and look at how Tennessee got rid of Jeremy Pruitt, I hope it doesn't become commonplace, because it's a terrible way to do business. But if you want to find a way to fire a guy with cause, you can find a way. And I honestly am afraid that's the route this ends up taking with Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher, because the buyout would just be so embarrassing to pay.
$86 million right now.
Yeah, but you don't want to continue on with a coach who's clearly not getting the job done. So I don't know if Jimbo would be willing to accept a massively reduced buyout. But if not, would any of us be shocked if they went the Tennessee route and found a few snitches in the athletic office?
No, I would not.
It is indisputable, though, David. It would be a lot cheaper to hire a hitman than to fire the guy.
Yeah, actually, we said this on Monday. We did.
It would be.
We were saying this on Monday. It's horrible. We were just talking about, there are methods to saving money. These are tough times out there, okay? I'm sorry. Now, Ole Miss, who's coming off a embarrassing second-half performance, Jackson Dart couldn't find anybody. And, Jim Kelly and that defense was nasty, and Jaden Daniels was amazing. Can Ole Miss get off the mat, go to a desperate and confused and conflicted Texas A&M team, and come out with the dub?
Yeah, look, Ole Miss, I don't write them off too much because of what happened at LSU. I think in part that was
Bruin.
Them playing in a hostile environment against a hot team. Texas A&M is not a hot team. I think Arkansas, Mississippi State, not hot teams. I don't know if, given the way Ole Miss looked against LSU, if I give them much chance against Alabama, which was kind of that game that was starting to get circled on everyone's schedule. as one that could impact the SEC West and have college football playoff implications. Like, I think the flaws that LSU exposed in Ole Miss are legitimate and maybe kind of knock the Rebels down a rung in terms of that, being able to compete against Bama type of situation. But Ole Miss is still a good team, and I don't really discount them too much for losing against an LSU team that's on a heater right now. So, Ole Miss bounces back. I think they're really good running the football. I don't think that's going to change. They'll get Zach Evans back. I think him missing from that lineup against LSU was a huge detriment. It felt like to me they didn't want to run Judkins, more than 20 or 25 times, and obviously that ended up in Jackson Dart carrying a heavier load for the offense against LSU. So I think some of that stuff gets fixed as Zach Evans gets back into the mix. And yeah, I still think Ole Miss finishes the season on a 10-win trajectory, right? Because I still think they're better than almost everyone in the division except for Alabama.
South Carolina shocks the heck out of me. Is Shane Beamer got this going in the right direction?
So he does somehow manage to maximize his roster. I think that's what sticks out to me the most about Shane Beamer. They're not necessarily even close to being one of the most talented teams in the SEC right now. But
man, they won that game ugly and crazy.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do when you're a lesser talented team that doesn't really have like a strong identity on the field schematically, which I don't feel like South Carolina does. But if you're well coached, right, and you kind of have that intangibles guy leading the way, like you can find ways to get it done. And that's what South Carolina continues to do. How long is it sustainable over the long run? I don't know. But the fact is Shane Beamer has exceeded expectations through year two, and that should help him recruit the talent that he's going to need to, kind of get them back to that Steve Spurrier trajectory, back when Beamer was an assistant. So I think that's the next step, the next evolution for South Carolina is parlaying the on-field success into recruiting success, so that you're not relying on motivational speeches and good luck to get yourself to a bowl game every year.
Man. I love talking college football with David Cobb. He also does college basketball. We definitely don't have time for that because I want to know over in the Big 12, Oklahoma State, Kansas State playing this week in Manhattan, Kansas. Kansas State is 1.5-point favorite over very hot Oklahoma State and Spencer Sanders. Usually fifth-year quarterbacks are not, guys that you think of in the NFL. Very few of them. Kenny Pickett and things like that. But Sanders used to be a turnover machine. He's playing real good, and he played tough football last week. Who you like in Manhattan?
I'm riding with Oklahoma State. I've kind of vacillated, I guess, on their bandwagon, off their bandwagon. I'm kind of on the trend of the hot hand right now. And I think teams are starting to show us who they are. And I think that's the case with Oklahoma State, too. I was a little cool on them earlier in the season because I thought their defense was shaky. And honestly, I just didn't trust that Spencer Sanders was suddenly evolving into a better version of himself. And yeah, like you mentioned, fifth-year quarterback making a stride like that is pretty rare, pretty uncommon, playing his way onto the NFL draft radar. So, I guess that's honestly what makes the difference for me with Oklahoma State right now is the fact that, yeah, their defense isn't great. And losing their coordinator to Ohio State was not ideal. And Derek Mason's doing the best with what he has. But their offense has improved more than I think anyone could have anticipated, and that makes them super legit. So K-State is too. Look, man, anybody can beat anybody, any game, any place in the Big 12 this season. That's what, to me, makes it the most fun league in America right now. So wouldn't be shocked if Kansas State defends home field, but I'm rocking with the Cowboys for now because I think they're kind of showing us at this point in the season who they are.
Is Big 12 rooting for TCU, though, right now after the fact that they're undefeated on the season? They beat Oklahoma State. They beat Kansas State, I believe, already. They got a really good schedule situation going on. Kansas State, they took care of Oklahoma already. They got Texas Tech in their rear view. They're pretty good. But TCU, can they crash the party this year?
Yeah, they and Oklahoma State are kind of the only chances the Big 12 has at this point. Oklahoma State already has one loss to TCU. So, TCU is clearly in the driver's seat right now in the Big 12, but it's just not easy. I have a really hard time seeing anybody emerging from the Big 12 championship game with fewer than 2 losses.
Whoa.
The likelihood of there being a one-loss Big 12 champion to me, seems unlikely. And if that team exists, if they do get there and they win the Big 12 championship game with only one loss, I don't care who it is. I think they deserve to be in the college football playoff. I don't care what the rest of the country looks like. If you come through the meat grinder of the Big 12 this year, where there's no weeks off, that team deserves to be in the playoff unless you have 2 or 3 losses. So I don't know. TCU is the best hope, but I just think it's unlikely.
I agree with you, actually, pretty much on everything, because he's the one. He's the only David Cobb. Dave, I hope you have a great Tuesday. Where you hail from this time?
Man, we're still up in the Quad Cities, so if you just hop on the Mississippi River, go north for like 400 miles, I'll just be out there waving.
Make sure you check him out at CBSSports.com. Listen to him every single Tuesday at 11:30. Have a blessed day, my friend.
All right, man. Thanks.
That is David Cobb. We got to take a break. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
To a lot of people, Bell Tavern is the only real bar in downtown Memphis. Bell Tavern isn't going to suddenly turn into a nightclub at 9 p.m. Bell Tavern is going to stay what it is and has always been, a bar. The lighting is low and the spirits are high. Bell Tavern isn't the kind of place that attracts people that shout when they've had a few drinks. It's quiet. The servers and bartenders care, and it's unlikely tourists are going to stumble into the place. Just walk through 117 Prime and into Memphis's only real downtown bar, Bell Tavern.
Attention homeowners, energy efficiency regulations are changing in 2023. New heating and cooling systems may rise drastically in price. If your HVAC system is old or inefficient, now is the time to buy from Conway Services with outstanding financing options and savings up to $2,600. Conway Services is ready to save you money and give you comfort. Call 384-3511 or visit conwayservices.net to schedule your appointment today. License number 64210, 64365, EAS MS 19668.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model, and if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment, DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. Thank you to David Cobb, who joined us on the other side. Again, follow him on Twitter at David W. Cobb and read all of his work at cbssports.com. Now, Mr. J, I don't know if you know this, but we got a little football on Thursday. It's the Bucs, who looked like absolute trash last week. They were embarrassing. It was like really, really embarrassing. Weird thing, though, the Bucs are still first in the division.
In the mix.
They're in the mix with the Falcons. Carolina's 2-5, and the Saints are 2-5. So
also
the
in the
NFC
mix.
South
In the mix, man.
The NFC South is the old NFC East. Like we used to call it the NFC least because they weren't any good.
There's no funny nicknames that rhyme with South, though.
NFL. No, there's really not.
There's not.
You can work on that one.
I'll link about it.
Good luck. Good luck. Anyway, Tampa Bay. What are they going to do? I don't know, but I'm going to start my week off the right way. It's week 8 with the no sweat same game parlay from FanDuel. It's America's #1 sports book. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel or already have an account. You'll get free bets back if your Thursday night same game parlay does not hit. NFL same game parlays are the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Jay, I got a parlay. It's Tampa Bay. It is the Baltimore Ravens, 2 highly overrated teams. Agreed?
Agreed.
Because Baltimore's secondary is Swiss cheese, are they not?
They are.
They are straight up bad. And you know what? Bounce back game for Tom Brady and Mike Evans. So we're taking Tom Brady over in touchdown passes. Oh, yeah. And we're doubling it up and going over in passing yards. It's going to be a Tom Brady bounce back. Thursday night football. Tom is like Giselle's divorce attorney is coming at me hard. He's going to have some pent-up frustration that he's going to get out all over the place on Thursday night. Tom Brady over in touchdowns. Tom Brady over in passing yards. And guess what else? Mike Evans. Anytime touchdown. He had Butterfingers last week and dropped one wide open. With that secondary after that drop, Thursday night Mike Evans, man, he scores 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans goes off. One other one. You know Lamar Jackson can't pass. So we're going a 4-gamer. He just cannot throw. So we're going under in passing yards for Lamar Jackson. But he's a heck of a running back. I'd go over it with Lamar Jackson in rushing yards. Oh, my gosh.
And the Bucs plus 1.5.
You think the Bucs beat the Ravens?
I mean, John, if all that stuff hits, which I think it will, John, the Bucs beat the Ravens.
And we're making it a 6-game, same-game parlay. Do you know you can build your own or choose from one of the popular same-game parlays that are pre-built for you in FanDuel's top-rated sports app? However you want to play, you can bet the NFL on Thursday night with a no-sweat same-game parlay. Just sign up with the promo code HAPPY if you don't already have an account. If you already have FanDuel, you're all set. Just sign in, see what you got, make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NFL. Jay, you got to be 21. You must be present in Tennessee. A 3-leg minimum. I gave you, I don't know if you know, a 6-game parlay. Must have $1 bet required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after you receive them. Max bet $5. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. Gabe Kuhn on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Is in my head.
It's gotten colder outside, and the folks at Family Leisure want you to relax at home in your new massage chair or catch a game in your new home theater set. The Relax at Home sale is going on right now at Family Leisure with great deals on pool tables or shuffleboards, or enjoy a game with all your friends and your family. Also on sale now, saunas, hot tubs, patio furniture. It's the Relax at Home sale. Come by Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road. That's where you'll relax at home.
Hey, Mid-South, I've got Jeff Allen on the phone at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. Hey, Jeff, what's shaking?
We are making our customers happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah. How about this? 2023 Kia Sorento LX all-wheel drive for just $257 per month. 36-month lease, $29.99 due at signing. And I've got a 2023 Kia Sportage LX front-wheel drive, $287 per month. 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing.
Well, I'm feeling happy, Jeff.
And if you don't see what you want, no problem. I'll order exactly what you want, and you won't pay over MSRP at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Plus, every Gossett Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com. Seltos P738-6423, MSRP 25325, K5 950-6883, MSRP 26860, PF 695. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/2022 with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Choate's is offering some amazing specials for this month only. If you're considering upgrading your furnace before the cold weather comes, Choate's is offering $1,000 off a new Carrier furnace. If you don't need a new furnace, Choate's is now offering its early bird $60 furnace tune-up. This 22-point tune-up includes a free carbon monoxide test and heat exchanger inspection. And Choate's is your indoor air quality expert. For the best quality air for you and your family, it's recommended to have your air ducts cleaned every 8 years. This month only, Choate's will install a free UV light system when you get your air ducts cleaned, a $500 value. Call us at 347-8086 to take advantage of these amazing deals. So, turn to the experts with Choate's, and remember, let our family serve your family.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
So as you graduate and head out into the world, there's only one thing that you need to know.
Hi, this is Jamie from Progressive. Yeah, I can talk now. Progressive protects you 24/7. So, tell me what happened. Oh, I'm sorry, Gene. Can you give me 1 second? Brush at for every meal. Congratulations and thank you. Sorry about that. I'm back. So tell me about this fender bender.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. We got Jay Morgan Harder in the house, and we got Big 71 Gabe Kuhn, who's going to join us. You can hear him on Sports Time with stats 3 to 6 every week, and with me at noon. It's a little nooner with Gabe Kuhn.
It's a nooner. John, we forgot about, we talked so much about last night's game, we didn't talk about the main storyline.
Oh, yeah, the main storyline.
Mac Jones.
No. So we're going to talk karma right now. You kick Brisker in the ball. Oh, the junk.
The penis.
That is correct. And then karma happens, and he got pulled because of that, because that is just one of the dirtiest plays. We got to find out how dirty of a play that is.
Or a heady play, John. Or a heady play.
Oh, yeah, he got himself pulled. And then Brisker, I don't know if you know this, he got the interception, and then Jones is on the sideline. And now everybody's calling Jones a Danny Warfel who's like mixed with the A.J. McCarron without the chest tattoo.
Everybody's saying that. The old penis kick.
Yeah, and it's called karma. By the way, I don't know if you know this. I got a prayer request we got to talk about.
Prayer request?
Yeah, I got a prayer request. Grizzlies dropped the Nets despite Dylan Brooks going 2 for 13, jacking up 5 3-pointers.
He played good D, though, man.
He played good D, though. How about doing me a favor? Listen to the prayer request. This is from a listener. It says, any way you could get your listeners to help by asking for a prayer request for Dylan Brooks to learn about assist and shot selection. These are very important things that we have to discuss today. But I also want to discuss something that's also important. That's your stomach. Is it growling? Are you hungry? Where are you going to go? Central Barbecue. 4 great locations, downtown, Central, Summer. I got you out east at East Memphis now. I'm telling you, if you can hear my voice, you can be at Central Barbecue in 2 shakes. Get some of those barbecue nachos. If you're by yourself, trust me, a half a order is enough. I promise you, it's huge. It's huge. Just like their rack of ribs, smoke is their sauce, pulled pork, their pulled chicken, Central Barbecue, they got it all. Now, Gabe Kuhn, how are you doing, sir?
Hey there. How are you? You doing well?
Doing extremely well. It's a wet Tuesday. Not much going on.
Drizzly Tuesday.
The weather changed, though. We had the rain earlier. The weather has changed. It looks nice out.
It does? See,
Yeah.
I came in here and I got soaking wet, man.
The computer says wind.
And we were having power issues, man. It was a little crazy up in here.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, so. But I want to ask you, first, before I get into all the NFL, what do you think about the prayer request for Dylan Brooks? And you know I always say this, can't spell loss or loser without an L, and he's got 2 of them. So he's about a loss. And thank God the Grizzlies played so good even with his horrible slot selection.
Okay, relax. I think, yes, he even dating back to last year, has had struggle with his shot.
It's broken. Quit shooting.
And figuring out where and why, where he needs to take his shots from and how. He's had some issues with that, and it's not falling. But at the same time, he is the guy consistently on the perimeter that's at least making it difficult for Kyrie Irving, for Kevin Durant, for the other team's best perimeter player. He's the one making it difficult on them the entire game. Now, granted, they both had 37 last night, and they were able to sort of fill it up, but I think he means a lot in the grand scheme of what the Grizzlies like to do. I think that maybe a prayer request, we can put one in to see if a couple more of those shots can fall. But I don't think it's all that necessary.
I'm telling you here, I'm putting in a new rule. I hope Taylor Jenkins is listening. He should tell every player on that team. He should. He's right now probably listening, taking notes. Listen. He should tell him all you don't have to do is pass it to Dylan Brooks. I mean, he had 1 assist by an accident, basically. He's 0 for 5 from downtown. He takes 13 shots. He just dribbles, and for some reason, he just shoots it or tries to take it to the rack. And I don't know if you know this. He ain't like MJ. He ain't Kobe. He's Dylan Brooks.
I mean, no one accused him of being MJ or Kobe. I'll say that.
Well, I'm just saying he gets the ball and he doesn't even pass it to anybody else. Like he's just going to take it to the rack and say what else to nothing to the other team. You know, there is Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and what about Santi Aldama?
Who knew? Who knew?
Not me.
This front office is just unbelievable when it comes to getting guys, developing them, and putting them out there when they think they're ready. Because Santi Aldama, through 3 games, for him to be averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds, I mean, I never thought we'd be here with him. Never.
Me neither. Well, Grizzlies big game. Desmond Bane's insane, hitting them threes, getting, and John Morant's just a baller. Now I got to get to the NFL with you. Last night, the Bears beat the brakes off the Patriots. They could have scored 40 points if they want to. They kneeled at the end. I mean, the Bears could have scored 40 points in New England. That is insane. And again, you know, you didn't have a bunch of passing from Justin Fields. They just ran the ball right down their throat. Yep. Bill Belichick couldn't stop this. But first and foremost, was it karma? You kick a man in the junk, he gets picked, and you get pulled.
I don't know. With Mac Jones, doesn't he have a couple of those suspect plays at this point?
Dude, keep your foot down, son.
Kicked Jaquan Brisker below the belt. And then the one last year, was it Brian Burns? He sort of twisted his ankle when he was trying to get away, and Brian Burns had to be taken off the field. So there's a couple of suspect things that Mac Jones has done. But no, I guess so. I don't know. I'll just agree with you for the sake of it. It was Zappy hour last night. We knew it was going to happen if Mac Jones struggled early, and Bill Belichick pulled that plug quick. I mean, he was not going to take any time to give Mac Jones the benefit of the doubt because, I mean, let's be honest, Bailey Zappi has played really well up until last night in the second half. So it was something I figured most of us figured was coming after the nasty pick that Mac Jones threw, and he opened the game with an overthrow. He didn't have it last night.
No, he didn't have it last night. Is he the most hated quarterback in the National Football League that played for Alabama?
That's an interesting question, Johnny.
I mean, they got 2-9.
They hate him. We hate him.
And people in Jalen Hurts. I don't know if you know the Eagles are undefeated.
I would say yes.
Yep.
I would say yes. His fan base is booing him and begging for Bailey Zappi out there, even though that he was the quarterback last year when they were 10-7 and made it to the wild card round. So that's interesting. I don't know why his fan base was that adamantly against him last night, but here we are.
Here we are in this NFL that's absolutely crazy. I mean, a big night and a big game for two teams right now, the Giants and the Seahawks this week. In Seattle, Geno Smith is playing out of his mind, leading the league in completion percentage. They have a runner, Kenneth Walker III. That dude's a full-grown man, had over 150 yards, 2 tutties last week. Seahawks playing really good football, but somehow the Giants just find a way to win in the fourth quarter. They did it again last week. They're 6-1 on the season, and they're also 3-0 on the road. Seahawks a 3-point favorite. Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks, but slightly just because they're at home. I love what the Giants have been doing. I do think the Giants, believe it or not, like you look at what they did last week, and Daniel Jones and how they were able to sort of deploy him in the running game, 11 rushes for 107 yards in the TD. I feel like teams have had success against the Seahawks doing that. But I think the Seahawks are just good enough throwing the football that they will make the Giants defense uncomfortable. And since it's at home, I think they'll get over the hump. And let's be honest about the Giants. At what point? Like, I believe in them to a certain extent. I look down their schedule, Johnny.
It's
They're
brutal.
6-1. They have it's not that brutal, Johnny, at all. That's what I was going to say. They get Seahawks here.
I thought that was rough.
Texans, Lions, Commanders twice. They have the Colts mixed in there. Yeah, they're going to have.
It's good they play the Cowboys and the Eagles.
I
and
understand
the Eagles twice. That just is hard to win the division.
Texans very winnable. Lions very winnable. Commanders twice very winnable. The Colts just went to Sam Ehlinger. That should be winnable by the time we get to January.
That's embarrassing, isn't it, for Matty
Giants
Ice?
Say it again.
That's so embarrassing for Matty Ice.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that. But I think that there's a lot out there for the Giants still, and they can capitalize on it. I just don't think this is one of those games. I think they're due for a loss. They played a lot of close games to this point. I thought that last week's game against the Jags, they were going to be in a little bit of trouble. They pulled that one out. I'm gonna lean against them this week when it comes to them versus the Seahawks.
Man, they playing good football, finding ways to win. The Titans, by the way, if you think about it, in the first week of the season, they're up 13 at the half. The Giants come back, are about to tie the game. Nope, we're going for 2. Win the game, still went on the road against the Titans. You also have the Titans then lose to Buffalo embarrassingly on Monday Night Football. I mean, they got their brains beat out. But now they've put on a little winning streak. Are they any good? Because Derrick Henry is running the football over and over. Can this still last at his age?
I think Derrick Henry can be fine. Do I think that the Titans are very good? Not particularly. Can they win that division? Sure, because that division stinks. I always thought the Colts were going to be able to turn it on, but they already lost both games against the Titans. So it looks like the Titans are in the driver's seat yet again for the AFC South. But as far as what we thought of them the past 2 years as a playoff team and what they can do and establishing the run and playing good defense, I don't see that as much out of them this season. The book's out there on Ryan Tannehill. You know what to do to him. He'll make mistakes when push comes to shove. Derrick Henry, if you focus your defense on him, you force Ryan Tannehill to beat you. That's sort of the ticket to beating them in then playoff situations. So the Titans can win the AFC South, but then again, I am not near the believer I was in them a year ago, considering, at wide receiver, they don't have much. And they don't have a whole lot of offensive talent outside of that guy in the backfield. So we will see. They're 4-2 right now. I think they can be fine in that division, but outside of that, I'm not a big Titan believer this year.
Embarrassing losses for the Packers and the Bucks last week, but poor Packers, man. They got to play now in the 7:20 slot, the night game on Sunday night. Bills 11.5-point favorite, but Aaron Rodgers was, if you watch him play on the field, his body language is horrible. But in the presser, he's talking all kinds of ish and saying that this team's going to come back, and he's excited about the challenge on the road in Buffalo. Do the Packers have a chance?
No, not even remotely. The way they're playing right now, absolutely not. But football is a very interesting game at times. Sometimes mistakes are made by the better team, and the worst team can stick in there. For the Packers, one, they have to focus on internal development of those wide receivers. Romeo Doubs has to get better. Allen Lazard has to be healthy and better. There's going to be a lot of guys in that wide receiver room who improve as the season goes on. But I think more than anything, if you're a Packers fan, if you're in that Packers front office, you need to start looking at what our options are. What's your options before November 1st to go pick up and trade for a wide receiver? DJ Moore is out there. Now, Elijah Moore, the Jets have said that he is not necessarily on the trade block, but he has asked for a trade. Maybe you could see what they want for him. So if I'm the Packers, I'm looking at every option outside of my walls in the facility right this second, because they need more. They just need more talent in the wide receiver room for Aaron Rodgers to be at the peak of his powers.
Packers, man, balling out 2 years in a row. Aaron Rodgers MVP. This year it looks horrible. I wonder if it's the ayahuasca. I sure hope not.
Also, know what else they need to do offensively is they need to run the ball more.
Aaron Jones a beast, man.
Utilize Aaron Jones and
A.J. Dillon.
Those are good ball players that they don't really give a shot to all the time.
Gabe,
but maybe it is the ayahuasca. You think it is, Johnny?
No. I think that makes you better. I don't think it's the mushrooms. I think he's just got $50 million a year guaranteed for 3 years. He's got $150 million. He's a different breed. He knows he's going to the Hall of Fame. I don't think he just gives a damn.
Okay.
Gabe, you mentioned...
But I guess that, that personality could come after doing a whole bunch of ayahuasca and mushrooms. He probably just wants to go see widespread.
He got real intrusive to himself about he figured he had $50 million. He finally realized what that means after he drank that ayahuasca tea.
He's like, I can drink that the rest of my life and I don't even have to go to work.
Yeah, you guys keep talking about drugs. I'm trying to do serious journalism over here. Ask Gabe hard-hitting football questions. Gabe, this question comes courtesy of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz. If Matt Ryan played next week in Joe Flacco's uniform, would we know it's Matt Ryan in there?
You know what? Just for the sake of it, Jay, they're the same guy.
Same guy.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. And honestly, Matt Ryan, the biggest thing that surprised me this year is just the mistakes he's made with the football.
He's a turnover-prone, crazy person.
I can't understand that. And some of them, it's like, what are you thinking?
Pick
Dude,
six, Ryan.
You've been in the league for 10 to 12 plus years. How are you making the mistakes that you're making? And also another guy in the NFL I look at and I say the same thing. Russell Wilson has been in the league for 11 plus years. How are you making some of the mistakes you're making? Not hitting receivers that are open, throwing just unforgivable picks.
He looks like Paxton Lynch playing back there, but shorter.
Hey man, take it easy. But I don't understand how Matt Ryan has been so bad with the Colts. Obviously, I think the O-line has struggled, but he has struggled more than anybody else. That's why he's getting replaced. So to answer your question, long form, I wouldn't notice a difference there, Jay. Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan, same guy right now.
I agree. Great answer.
Man, by the way, they're playing the Commandos. Taylor Heineke. Been saying it all year. Carson Wentz is trash.
Hey,
Man.
And the Colts are starting Sam Ehlinger this week.
Dude, Sam Ehlinger is going to start for Matt Ryan because he's trash. Sam Ehlinger, does he get one chance and then they go to somebody else?
Oh, the Mac Jones?
I don't know. I honestly, the way that Frank Reich talks about it, it's like he trusts Sam Ehlinger with his life at this point. He has sort of been.
But it's kind of his life right now because it looks like he's going to be out the door soon.
Franchise for a while. He's been part of the franchise for a while, and Frank Reich is trusting him with his coaching life. So I don't know who else you'd turn to, right? If you're the Colts, who else is behind them?
Joe Flacco.
I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with their third string quarterback. I don't think Curtis Painter's there anymore. All right, so this is sort of last ditch effort for this Colts offense to get it going.
Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. Guess who the other quarterback is? Nick Foles. Super Bowl champion.
Oh,
Never mind. You could turn to Nick Foles. On second thought, let me change my thought process.
In 2 weeks, Nick Foles is
won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
Man, that's crazy. By the way, though, I need to switch gears off the Colts because I think they're just going to fall apart. I know that Darius Leonard's eventually going to come back. I mean, Shaq Leonard's eventually going to come back, but the defense
That's pretty amazing, though, that they're turning to Sam Ehlinger before Nick Foles. That's
disrespectful.
That's an interesting thought process, but I digress.
Now, Taylor Heineke, is he the next Doug Flutie?
Say it again?
Taylor Heineke, is he the next Doug Flutie, man? He's like Flutie Flakes, running around out there, throwing footballs deep down the field, hitting McLaurin, dropping dimes, and the Commandos, they win with him.
I have to ask the question, you really think he's going to start for long enough to be a Doug Flutie?
The quarterback of the future.
Come on, dude. Everybody's got to stick with the kid from Old Dominion.
Really?
Dude.
Guys,
it's Carson Wentz.
Guys,
he won a football game.
They went and traded for Carson Wentz to replace the guy.
I think public pressure.
Does that not tell you anything about how he is thought of inside the walls of that facility?
I'll tell you what, it was public pressure. You know who loves him is Riverboat Ron. I mean, he loves him some Taylor Heineke. I think it was the front office and the GM and all the disconnect upstairs. They're like, we need a guy that people know. And so they went out and got Carson Wentz. But this is Heineke's team now, Gabe. Quarterback of the future. Your thoughts?
All right, man.
Carson Wentz is this. I'm sorry. You know what he is? He's a younger version of this year's Matt Ryan.
Y'all can go ahead and push that agenda. I'm not here. I'm gonna stay away from that agenda for now.
Well,
if y'all end up being right, y'all are right.
I hope so. I really do. I love being right.
It's Heineke and Geno's league.
Guys, here's the other thing that cracks me up. He's 29 years old. It's not like he's like a young whippersnapper.
Spring chicken.
He's been in the league 5 years.
What have you done for me lately? Spring chicken.
By the way, huge game out in the West. By the way, we've already talked about Seattle. I'm talking about the West, the NFC West, that is, because, well, the 49ers and the Rams. 49ers got their brains beat out by Kansas City, but they got Christian McCaffrey. There's a lot of weapons over there. And the Rams right now, Matt Stafford's playing like he's turning the football over left and right. Who you like?
Oh, I like the 49ers substantially more. The Rams' offensive line struggles are just going to hold them back the entire year. I mean, they have no shot, especially in a system with Sean McVay where you have to establish the run because you like to get into play action with Matt Stafford. You like to take shots downfield. They're going to have to fix that offensive line before I even come close to believing them. Also, they don't get anybody involved on that offense in the passing game besides Cooper Kupp and maybe Tyler Higbee here and there. But they need to find ways to get Allen Robinson. They go sign Allen Robinson in the offseason. They don't even use him. Cooper Kupp has more targets per game than he has the entire year. So it's ridiculous at this point where the Rams are. It's sort of that we thought that there'd be a Super Bowl hangover, but this hangover is lasting way too long into the season. It makes me completely turned off of them. And I know the 49ers are 3-4 right now, but I believe in them more than anybody in that division. Christian McCaffrey getting added to the fold is going to help Jimmy G in just a massive way.
Brandon Ayuk is playing out of his mind. Plus, you got Debo. They got George Kittle. They got weapons, man.
But Christian McCaffrey's a great zone runner, and that's all that the Shanahan system is about. It's about zone running, right, left, just finding different ways and using that offensive line to free up some backs. And then also Christian McCaffrey is a check down god. I mean, he is a guy who can make himself available in any situation. And what does Jimmy G do? If nothing's there, he'll check down very quickly. I think it just helps that offense keep pace a whole lot better. Do I think he was the biggest need? No. But do I think he can fill a void and sort of help out in a tremendous way with that offense? Yes. So I think this Christian McCaffrey move is going to make the 49ers, obviously outside of last week, I think the Chiefs' offense is just I didn't think they'd lose Tyreek Hill and be better, but it almost looks like that at times because Patrick Mahomes actually has to play a tremendous amount of quarterback now.
Yeah.
He has to read the field and be better now.
And he has been.
We're unlocking something that we haven't seen from him, but I think the 49ers, outside of that game, offensively are going to be a better football team, and they'll win a lot of games down the stretch of the season.
Brandon Ayuk, you guys know what they say about Brandon Ayuk?
No.
Ayuk is on fire! Nailed it.
Last question of the day, hot take for Monday. Is it not true that the worst quarterback in the AFC North is Lamar Jackson? He bet on himself. He ain't Aaron Judge. He's lost. And I'm including Jacoby Brissett.
Talk some sense into him, Gabe. It's like 3 weeks now we've been hating Lamar.
Dude, Kenny Pickett's little hands played really good.
Oh, come on.
Dude, in the rain.
Hey, we need Lamar to get more tackles, Gabe.
Johnny, what exactly are you talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Have you watched Baltimore and Lamar Jackson?
Wins and losses.
Wins and losses, man. You're the quarterback.
You gotta when they sit down and they have these conversations in the off season. But yeah, they'll look at wins and losses, and I still think the Ravens are a potential playoff team. There's no question about it.
In the mix.
They're going to look at his stats, and they're going to say, okay, 121 to 197, 1,300 or 1,400 yards, 13 TDs to 6 INTs, and he is out rushing the second leading rusher on his team, which is a running back in Kenyon Drake, by nearly 400 yards, Johnny.
Make him a running back. Sounds like a great running back.
Yesterday he needs to change positions.
That Ravens team, if they didn't have him, they'd be nothing. They'd have nothing. Literally nothing. So no, he's betting on himself and he's still winning. I think you're mistaken there.
Well, he needs to start playing two ways, Gabe. You got to start making tackles too. I mean, get a stop, Lamar. Come on.
Yeah, his DBs. He's got to cover some of those.
Who wins the Desperation Bowl, the Bucks or Baltimore?
Who knows? Going into Tampa,
dude.
Tom Brady. We'll see.
Bounce back.
We'll see if he can turn it on. Somebody's got to bounce back. Something's got to give.
Yeah, something's got to give, game.
Got it, the greatest 6-game parlay ever. I got it bounce back for the Bucks at home. Tampa Bay over in passing yards. Tampa Bay over. Tom Brady over in passing yards. Tom Brady over in touchdowns, 1.5. Lamar Jackson because he can't throw under in passing yards. I got Mike Evans Butterfingers last week. He catches a touchdown, anytime touchdown. And we also like the Bucks on the money line. Are you?
No,
plus
1.5.
Plus 1.5.
Whatever.
Money line doesn't matter. But I'm just saying that's our 6-game parlay. Are you riding with us Thursday night?
Just send it to me again, and I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
The old 6-leg same game.
Be blessed, Gabe.
All right, man.
That's bum buddy Gabe Kuhn. You can listen to him from 3 to 6 every day, and thank goodness he joins me on Monday. Got to remind you though, he likes to grow your knowledge of football. My buddy Blake Jones wants to grow your knowledge of your business and how you can lower your bottom line. Increase your bottom line by lowering your credit card processing fees. Bing, bang, boom. Business owners, you got enough cost. Let Blake Jones help you lower your credit card processing cost. It's risk-free, absolutely no cost to you, the small business owner, the big business owner, a new business owner. Call 662-416-5262. That's 662-416-5262. Call Blake Jones today. Start saving money tomorrow. We got Coach Speech. We got Hardenwood. We got some bets. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder. Depending on how long you've been around, you've likely known my name for 30 years. Perhaps for my 20 years as the morning show on Kicks 106 as the Young and Elder Show, or my 15 years at Brian Elder Roofing. So obviously, my reputation means everything to me. One terrible customer experience could tarnish a third of a century of goodwill. My reputation for quality and strong relationships is our main focus. We're the highest certification, a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning. If you have a business or a commercial building, we're the highest certification for warranties with GAF and Mulehide products. We don't come at you in sales mode. If you got a problem, sometimes the solution is just to fix the problem. Call me right now. I'll come out and see you today. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. .com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/play. netsuite.com/play.
Hey, Mid-South, I've got Jeff Allen on the phone at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah. Hey, Jeff, what's shaking?
We are making our customers happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah. How about this? 2023 Kia Sorento LX all-wheel drive for just $257 per month. 36-month lease, $29.99 due at signing. And I've got a 2023 Kia Sportage LX front-wheel drive, $287 per month. 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing.
Well, I'm feeling happy, Jeff.
And if you don't see what you want, no problem. I'll order exactly what you want, and you won't pay over MSRP at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Plus, every Gossett Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com. Seltos P738-6423, MSRP 25,325, K5 950-6883, MSRP 26,860, PF 695. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/2022 with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Jay Morgan Harder in the house. We're going to do a little NFL coach speech. It's a compilation.
You nailed it. All those words.
A compilation of week number 7. It's right. Hilarious. My buddy Jay does it. Then we're going to do a thing called Hardwood because it feels so good. Got some funny stories for the day. I'm also putting in our 6-game parlay right now to see exactly how much money we're going to make on this beautiful Thursday night football game. But I did want to remind you before we get to Coach Speech, did you know that Pimento's cheese is pretty delicious? And they got it. But Pimento's Burgers, Bar, and Grill is so much more than just pimento cheese. I'm telling you, they have it all. If you're looking for a bar with it all, it is them. Pimento's Burgers, Bar, and Grill. They got fantasy football like heaven. 17 televisions, $2 draft beers during the game. That's Monday night, Thursday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. You know I love a great happy hour. At Pimento's, they have $4 cocktails Thursday through Friday, 3 to 7. Yes, that's $4 house cocktails from 3 to 7. Try their signature drinks like the JJ Spicy Margarita, the Tennessee Sunset, the Memphis Mudslide, Venture River Rum Punch. If you're hungry, I like the bacon. I love the burger that's got bacon, pimento cheese. It is out of control delicious. Plus the mushroom extravaganza. You know how much I love mushrooms. You're looking for a little heat. They have it with the sweet heat, and they have the dirty, mean, and nasty. Should I say anything else? Absolutely. Remember, Pimento's is so much more than just pimento cheese. They have sliders, salads, quesadillas, 10 different apps. Don't forget about dessert. 2 great locations, 6450 Poplar Avenue in East Memphis. Their next one out in Collierville, 3751 South Houston Levee Road. A bar with it all. Pimento's Burgers Bar and Grill. So much more than pimento cheese. Jay.
Hey, John.
Let's hear what the coaches had to say, bro.
Well, I have to set it up first. But first,
Set it up, man.
I have a bone to pick with you a little bit. You
have a bone?
I was infirm. Is that the right word? I was ill for a period of time.
Yeah, you were
a couple
sick,
weeks
bro.
ago. And, John, before I was ill, I did a coach speak. And I put the onus on you and Bryant. Bryant was hosting Dave Woloshin's show that week, and you were here, and you guys ignored my coach speak and didn't play it on the radio, John. So I have to play this one today in protest, okay? Now, I have no platform to play it otherwise. I only have 100 followers on the internet, so I need the platform to play it. But I just want you to know, John, I'm playing it under protest today.
All right, play it under protest.
Okay, well, I
also give the people...
And you have to undivided attention. I need your undivided
Spell
attention.
your Twitter handle out so people will follow you.
J, the letter J, Morgan Harder. Now, this requires your undivided attention today, people. It's really good. You got a little Tom Brady back and forth after an embarrassing game. Mike Vrabel magic. You got a little bit of Mike McDaniel in there, some Nate Hackett. There's some really good ones in there today.
The standard is the standard. The goal is still the goal.
It was just kind of one of those kind of games you're trying to win the game by whatever means necessary.
Defensive splash is ultimately the deciding factor.
You're not going to win until you learn how not to lose.
We didn't make the necessarily splash plays today to secure victory.
You can play the play within the play and focus on what you've got to do within the play.
Not scoring enough on offense, not stopping them enough on defense. And this is as a result, we have to wear this on our sleeves. They got to be grown men. We're going to see what we're made of, how many people can handle adversity. And this is about as dark as it's going to be right now.
Make a big play, make a bad play. Make a big play, make a bad play.
You can't do nothing but pick your shirt up by the tail. We own it. We have to own it to a man. We have to stand up here and own it and make no excuses. And we just got to start digging.
I think we just all have to do our job better. So there's no easy way about it. It's, they're trying to keep us from doing our job. We're trying to do it, and they're doing a better job than we are.
Our leaders are going to lead. Our coaches are going to coach. And we're just going to dig and keep our head down.
Still comes down to the fundamentals of the sport. Throwing and catching, blocking, tackling. It's all the fundamentals.
They got to tackle the guy with the ball. They got to rush. They got to cover. And there's no magic defensive pill or call that's going to get all that to happen.
There's no just some sprinkle fairy dust to fix that.
Well, obviously, the 2 pick sixes there to, in the first half. Was not good.
Our bad moments have been really bad, and we got to make sure that doesn't happen.
We have to find a way to win that damn thing. I'm sorry, didn't know if I was allowed to say that.
You can either let it define you and rattle you, or you can not even blink.
In a close game all the way through, nobody budged, nobody blinked an eye.
He got poked in the eye, and I would say his eye looks terrible right now.
I think hindsight is 20/20.
There's no quit. We don't flinch.
I think our guys have not flinched at all.
Those guys are really hooking up. They've been hooking up all year, and you can see it.
The heat's always on.
I'm never really happy, ever.
But I'm not down, and I'm not losing confidence. I'm not going to go hide in the corner. That's not what I'm about.
It's about team, 1 of 11, many parts and one body of work. That's what I believe in.
Why isn't it easier than what it is? And the reason is because the other team's pretty good. They're well coached. And football's tough. The National Football League's hard.
But we did our part, and we went 3 for 3 with 3 wins in Warzone, which I don't do often, which they might, but I don't. So I felt pretty good about it going into the game.
What was he talking about, John? What was he talking about? What's Warzone?
Hey, man, that's football field, okay?
No. It's a video game.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He said it helped his team chemistry because he played Warzone with 3 of his teammates.
I didn't understand that because I don't know the game.
You don't know Warzone.
Not a gamer,
it's Call
man.
of Duty.
I will tell you right now, Tom Brady sounded like he was going to cry.
Oh, Tom Brady was great. It comes down to the fundamentals: throwing and catching, blocking, tackling. That's all the fundamentals.
Brian Daboll, I'm never really ever happy.
Oh, that's great. I'm never happy.
I'm never happy.
Football coach. Also,
then
we had a lot of people.
Hackett, the heat's always on.
Oh, it's always on.
It's
man.
always on.
We also had a lot of guys not blinking, but then you go to Brian Daboll, and one of his players, I don't know if you saw this, got poked in the eye during a game. He was bleeding out of his eyeball. There was blood all over the front of his jersey. So we go from not blinking to Brian Daboll says his eye looks terrible. So sometimes you have to blink, John.
I love how Dak, in a close game all the way through, nobody budged, nobody blinked.
Nobody blinks an eye, man. No, you can't blink. That's what Mike Tomlin always says. Mike
Dude.
Tomlin also had his catchphrase today. It's the first time I've heard him say splash in a while. Splash.
Who's that dude who never blinked?
Oh, Mike Tomlin doesn't blink.
That's it. It was Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin doesn't blink. He refuses to blink.
You look over and he's always looking. His eyes are always.
That's right. And that's what he says in his post. He always. So Mike Tomlin is the king of telling his teams not to blink. Nobody blinks. Nobody blinks less than Mike Tomlin.
Nobody blinks. Now it is time to go do a little hardwood. But before we go, I got to remind you, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. That's Frontier Western Store, open 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 6 on Sunday. Or you can shop 24/7, 365 at FrontierWesternStore.com. What do they got? They got it all. They got all the jeans. They have your boots, largest boot showroom on planet Earth, a ladies' boutique, a children's apartment. They have something for everyone, and it is styling and profiling. Frontier Western Store and FrontierWesternStore.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
John, you're struggling with some words today, man.
I'm struggling with words. I can't tell. I can't breathe at all.
Yeah, you're a little
through my
congested.
nose. I'm as congested.
Compilation.
That's like when I first segment, if you would have said, either I have a bad cold or I got a really bad yayo problem.
Compilation was a tough word for you. I think you just said they have a children's apartment in Frontier Western Store. An apartment for children.
I said department, I think.
Maybe you did.
You know what, man? It could be actually him, too. Oh, I did have a few D8s because, I took a couple extra more than normal.
Those always mess with my sinuses, seriously.
No, only way I could get to work is because of him too, 3670 South Houston Levy Road, because I'm in that sinus pain. Sudafed's not even working. When you have to go get go talk to a pharmacist and get Sudafed, and you still can't breathe, please.
Crazy. John, I have stories for you today.
I know you do.
Stories?
You have opinions. Yes, go ahead.
I have so many.
You're the more important person
all right
here.
No, John, your name is on the show. Now, John, what do you want first? Do you want me to give a little movie review, or you want me to actual Hardwood story here?
First, an actual Hardwood story.
Got you, John. Philadelphia won the pennant the other night. You remember this, John? The Phillies winning the pennant?
Yes, of course.
You remember?
I don't know if you know this. Bryce Harper hit that bomb into that John Philly, and people went up the slide, the poles, even though they were greased. And the biggest athlete in Philadelphia that nobody knows is the guy who caught the 2 beers and chugged them. Remember? He shotgunned them, sitting on a greased pole.
Philadelphia police, John, say that they had an incident-free night after the pennant. I don't believe
Say that
them.
again?
The Philadelphia police say that they had an incident-free night.
Last night?
After the Phillies won the pennant.
Really?
John, did you see the video of the guy standing on top of a pole chugging beer?
Yes, that's what I was just telling you.
That's not an incident?
That is a great incident.
Three
Actually,
people on a light pole?
If you're a police officer and you're working, are you not going to, if you see somebody who catches both beers and chugs them on a greased pole, you're thinking to yourself, you're like, you know what, I'm at the circus, bro, and I didn't have to pay any money to be here.
You arrest him if he drops it.
If he drops it, you're like,
if he has Butterfingers,
hey, I didn't come here to watch a bad show.
That's right. I thought that was interesting.
Actually, you should just boo him. I don't want him to get arrested for dropping it.
I think you should, John. You got to catch football.
If he fell, though, you don't arrest him, but you do put him in an ambulance.
You have to. That's a different kind of siren, though, John. I know. I saw a lot of videos on the internet that would seem to me that there might have been a few more incidents that maybe they just ignored. But however, the Philadelphia police, John, say it was an incident-free night.
Interesting.
I thought so, too.
Can I get a movie review?
Oh, you want a movie review, John? Okay. This is great stuff.
Because, I don't really watch many movies.
Well, first of all, I have a couple. One of the first thing is I texted this to you yesterday. I'm embarrassed to say this, John.
You did text it to me?
I'm all in on Dancing with the Stars. I'm all in on Dancing with the Stars, man. Season 31.
Don't watch that.
It's great
I do know that one winner was Emmitt Smith once.
That's right. This year, Charlie D'Amelio is in it. You know Charlie D'Amelio?
No, I do not.
She's the biggest TikTok star. She's 18.
She's a TikTok star?
She now has a Kardashian-style reality show on Hulu called The D'Amelio Show.
Is she
She's a
super hot or something?
She's a good-looking lady, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's amazing.
How did you know, John?
Because.
That's crazy. How in the world did you guess that?
I wonder if I follow or don't know.
You're a genius. John, have you ever seen True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, I have not. Does that hurt that I haven't seen it?
Kind of. I thought it's a 90s movie. There's like the ocean is on fire because of the oil spill, and then he's swimming underwater underneath the on-fire ocean Arnold Schwarzenegger is. Anyway, that's not the point.
It sounds like a Rambo show, man.
It's kind of like that. But the enemy is like a bunch of brown people from an indiscriminate location. Like, it's not like they're Iranian. They're just brown people from we don't know where. This weekend, John, I saw Black Adam, but it was the opposite. The place was like some indiscriminate group of brown people from an indiscriminate location. They're oppressed by a group of what we can assume is Australians. So they were like, what can be the most inoffensive group to come in and be the oppressors? And it was a bunch of Australian people. But then the bad guy also ended up being an indiscriminate. If you're confused, John, so was I while watching the movie. But The Rock, Black Adam, plays The Rock in this movie. I love The Rock, man. He's barely in the movie.
Rock's in this movie?
He's the star, but he's barely in it. Because it's a DC movie, John, the DC Comics, and they bring in this other group called the Justice Society that no one's ever heard of before, and they show up and dominate the whole movie, so then The Rock is just like not in the movie. It's unbelievable. It starts out with like an hour of exposition of like 6 different storylines to try and set up their future cockamamie projects. It's built around, it's just insane. And not to mention, the movie's built around, I love The Rock, no disrespect to Mr. The Rock Johnson. It's built around a 50-year-old action star, John. You gotta make action stars younger. The Rock is awesome, but like you can't build it around here. Point is, John, I saw this movie this weekend. The Rock, only good part of the movie. I give The Rock a "You Go Girl" and 5 people's elbows, but he was failed by the industry, and the film gets 3 thumbs down. And what the hell are we doing here?
My goodness.
Also, John, in True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the actor Bill Paxton plays this guy pretending to be a secret agent in order to steal Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife, who, as you know, is played by Jamie Lee Curtis. You know Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah, and she was in Ghostbusters, wasn't she?
I think she was.
No, she was in Trading Places.
And, yeah, Trading Places, and she's also in the Halloween movies. But this guy, Bill Paxton...
Oh, my gosh, she's in the Halloween movies, the original gangsters?
She's still in it.
Do you know how weird that is?
Why?
Do you know Halloween came out in 1978, and the first one was scary as all get out?
It was. Mike Myers, man.
Man. Now the new ones are kind of stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know Jamie Lee at this time in your life isn't like she's just not where she should be a lead actress.
Well, John,
another old person who needs to put it down.
Well, John,
and again, I love me old people. You know that, right? I love my grandparents.
Love them.
I miss them. I love. I'm a grandparent, man. I hope my kids love me too. So I'm an old guy too.
John, but
love the old people.
In True Lies, Bill Paxton is trying to steal Jamie Lee Curtis away from Arnold Schwarzenegger, unbeknownst to him. And at one point, he's asked to describe Jamie Lee Curtis's body, and he says, "This is a quote."
Okay. You got me scared to death.
She's got a bottom like a 10-year-old boy. And then they just leave it there. Is this
an actual quote?
Yeah, it's a real quote.
Are
we looking for bottoms like 10-year-old boys? Is that like what's attracted to people? Is this something I'm looking for? Great movie, though. Highly recommend it.
All right. Well, we have fans out there trolling Baker Mayfield. If you didn't know, he lost his starting job to a third-string former XFL player.
Yeah, but he's a good player, man.
P.J. Walker. P.J. Walker or Taylor Heineke more likely to finish the season as the starting quarterback?
P.J. Walker.
P.J. Walker.
No, Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke.
I think Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke, easy. It's Heineke's team, man. I'm telling you right now, all that good in Carson Wentz, like Gabe said, orchestrated by the front office. Riverboat Ron has been in on Heineke since last season, John. He stands with you and me, Riverboat Ron does.
Let's go, Taylor Heineke. Don't touch that dial. We got to close things out with a couple bets on Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's Handmade Vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
It's time to get to Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike for some falling prices. Book your next adventure with 27 combined MPG in our 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. $359 a month or $26,095. Get off-road, snow, ice, or everyday driving in 2023 Eclipse Cross. We Gossett $399 a month or $28,880. Or get 7 seating capacity in 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. We Gossett at $419 a month or $31,095. And always get peace of mind with our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months, 500 military rebate. Sport NUO 19,221, MSRP 26,845. Eclipse PC 005115, MSRP 29,380. Outlander NZO 86,720, MSRP 31,595. PF 695. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/22. Dealer stock only.
You need concrete coatings, materials, and supplies in Memphis fast, and you get this answer?
Oh yeah, we got that stuff, I think, but it's in Wisconsin, so you're going to have to wait a few days for delivery.
Why wait? Get your concrete coating and supplies now at TSS Supply. Everything that you need for coating concrete at TSS Supply, 5665 East Rains Road. And you're not dealing with just any supply store. TSS Supply specializes only in concrete coatings, materials, and supplies, all in one place. Most products are delivered same day or within 24 hours. Looking for a particular item, you need large quantities, or just have general questions? Call them at 901-729-0565, 729-0565, or you can email your question to Brad at tsssupply.com. All month in October, TSS Supply is celebrating its grand opening with 10% off your first order. TSS Supply, 5665 East Rains Road.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Collierville Auto Center is all about trucks and Jeeps, and the inventory is all stocked up. Been looking for that special ride? You're covered from the basics on up. Want to sell your truck or Jeep? Then bring it in and get a fair deal. The technicians at Collierville Auto Center know just about all there is to know when it comes to trucks and Jeeps. So don't be afraid to ask questions. They've probably heard them all. Every truck on the lot has been fully serviced from top to bottom and bumper to bumper, and there are warranties available. Collierville Auto Center, 651 West Poplar in Collierville, and online at colliervilleautocenter.com.
Football is here, and this season, my 46th as a professional handicapper. More than any season before, you need my help when it comes to sports wagering. The transfer portal has made it impossible for the average fan to keep up with college football. Take advantage of our experience, contacts, and information, and get season service, college and pro football and college basketball for $1,000. Total cost, no add-ons or extra charges. Every play we make through the NCAA Final Four championship. 5 losing seasons in 45 years is a phenomenal record. Last season, 65.5% against the spread, including a 13-4 record on our 10-star plays. Call me, John Rainey, the Rain Man, at 901-461-4600. That's 461-4600, and get season service for $1,000. The Rain Man and All-Star Sports. You can't do any better.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house with me. Big thanks to Gabe Kuhn, who joined us today, and David Cobb of CBSSports.com. Now, this is big stuff, man. It's time to put in our bets. Mr. Jay Morgan right now. Tonight, we have a little basketball. I hear you like a little thing called the Dallas Mavericks. Is this true?
I really do like the Mavs tonight. I don't always like playing money line like against the spreads in the NBA. I like prop bets generally a little bit more, but I like this one tonight. The Pelicans.
No Zion?
No Zion.
No Brandon Ingram?
Brandon Ingram is out with concussion protocol. Zion's out with a little hip. I think the Mavs on the road -6. I think I'm comfortable riding with the Mavs in this one.
I don't think C.J. McCollum can stop Luka Doncic. Luka go off tonight. Do we do a player prop? Luka over 30 points?
If you're like me and don't always like doing against the spread bets, I think a player prop for whatever Luka's points, maybe points, assists, and rebounds even is a good one tonight.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Also, John, the big bounce back game tonight for the Rangers. If you like betting
bounce
hockey,
back. Hold on. We got bounce back because we got to bounce back Thursday night with the Bucks, right?
We have a big bounce back Thursday night. We also have a bounce back in the National Hockey League tonight off 2 losses. The Rangers are -105 at home tonight against the Avalanche. The Rangers definitely play up to their competition. One of the best hockey teams in the National Hockey League. I got my Rangers jersey on today. -105 you're getting right now. I would take that and run with it while you can against the Avs. That's an automatic guarantee win.
I like that. Our 16 parlay again. Here's what I did.
Parlay.
Six
leg parlay.
6-leg parlay. Okay. Here's what I went with. Here's what the $5 will get you. What do you think?
$1,300.
No, it's 6 leg. It's not. It's $5. It's not like the craziest odds.
$700.
No, it'll get you $74 on a $5 bet, but don't forget you get your stake back from FanDuel. And if you want to watch the game, I would get away to Getaway Sports Bar. I'm telling you right now, it could be your NFL, your SEC, your Memphis Tiger Dream Bar. It's at 4632 Winchester Road. It's basically 24-hour. Anytime you need a cold beer, they got the coldest beer in town. Great bar grub. They have 6 pool tables, so grab your sticks, rack them, and crack them. 2 dartboards, a golden tee, and again, the coldest beer in town. That's Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road. We got some games tonight, man. 6 points we're laying with the Mavericks. On the road against the Pelicans, but don't forget there's no Zion, and there is no Brandon Ingram tonight. Anything else that I was looking at was kind of, how about that Pistons team that you keep saying is the best around?
I don't say they're the best around, but I do like them. But on
they're
the road
getting
against the
5.5 against the Wiz.
Let's lay it. Let's go. Why not?
Dude, Pistons, let's go. Plus 5.5.
Right.
Man, enjoy your Tuesday. Everybody get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Want to sleep better, manage pain, ease anxiety, or just feel better? Have you tried hemp? Hemp 2.0 is a locally owned and operated full-service retail CBD and THC store in Collierville. Hemp 2.0 carries only the best and latest lines of all hemp-derived products. With over 100 different brands to choose